Not a reading. I will do the reading after I have this conversation. Like, I'm gonna try to keep this one sweet and simple, but a lot of people don't understand what people are saying when they say patriarchy and male centeredness. And I'm going to give you a biological rundown, a societal biological rundown of women and men, right? So, wait, like, I got my hair tucked behind me. I think I'm out. Well, the biological rundown is this.
What?
Okay, there's 12 months in a year, right?
Oh, no.
And when you're talking about a man, you're talking about 1 week of him running around off of what he knows, 1 week off of him being impulsive or sexual, 1 week off of him having a mind fixated on gains or monetary possessions or money, materialism, and then 1 week where he's in his emotions. Right? And usually the 1 week he's in his emotions is the 1 week he has lost in some form the material gains or the sexual impulsivity or sexuality charged actions, meaning he got rejected, he didn't land the play, or he just didn't make the bag. Or he made the bag and the bag is now gone. Now he's in his emotions. Now he can feel. Now he's open to being felt. But as soon as he gets what he's seeking, which is being felt, being vulnerable, being open, and being secure in a sort of connection with somebody, with the opposite sex, after that he runs off of what he knows and he becomes very know-it-all, ice cold, and very neglectful and discontent or irritated with you. Like, because for 1 week he's taught to love a woman 12 times a year. 1 week every month, 12 times a year, a man is taught to love a woman. Every other time he's taught to love his own distractions, love his own material gains, and to be seen as the MVP of man amongst other women and amongst other men.
Dang, that's
So he has only 1 month where he truly connects with and he truly feels secure. And then you get the week of when he's impulsively driven, sexually charged. That is the week that he shows insecurities. He shows fights. He shows like his interests and passions are elsewhere. So you're wondering if now we're going to look at women, because the male is in patriarchy. Therefore, it's called self-centered because we're talking about from a male perspective, right? Towards self, which is the male. Women are taught the exact opposite. 3 weeks out of every month, a woman is centered around a male. Only 1 week, the 1 week she's supposed to get, biologically driven not to want to be around anything, is her menstrual cycle. And that's if it's biologically normal, the 5 to 7 days, right? So, most women have what we call a week of progress after coming out of the state of being isolated due to menstrual periods, and that being the only time where we have to take care of ourselves, pamper ourselves, feed ourselves chocolate and ice cream, soak our feet, rub our bodies, do this and that and the third, have cramps, because men find the ick with us when we're like that, because we're irritable, because we're in pain, we're having hormone fluctuations. And on top of that, we are not only irritable, but we don't want to be touched. We don't want nothing up in us and nothing like that, you know. And that's the 1 week where we are, the standard of boundaries of consent is a no, right? And we are more than likely to reject or to stay away from people in general, right? So it's the 1 week where we isolate and have attentiveness towards ourselves and our needs. And it's usually when we start picking up on health problems as well, right? But the problem here is when we get out of it and we finally come back and recollect and we come back into society, the first thing we have to appease is how slow we worked, how much, because if we didn't get days off, we have to appease the society of how sluggish we were, how underproductive we were during that week. We got to pick up, and then we have to appease our boss, and if we have a lover, we have to appease him for having took time for ourselves in our healing process and to make him feel loved, because we are raised that if we're not under our man, for a long time, if it's 5 days, he might go away, or something might happen, or he might not feel loved. And so we come back and we want to implement action. We want to implement gaining. We want to implement our man as the focal point of why we're doing it. Or the man is the focal point, so he won't get on our ass and leave us or betray us and neglect and hurt and abandon us, of why we do it. And then we go into the next week where we have situated ourselves and we feel like we're in a good position with it, but we get challenged with his insecurities. And immediately when we get challenged with his insecurities, we try to create an environment, cook a meal, go out on a date, do a little bit extra, put in some OT, whatever case we do, we try to appease that man in our lives. We try to appease him, to lure him. This is buying the lingerie, getting the nails and doing all this and that and the third, showing like you the baddest and trying to show up. And we try our best, because when we do like that, it's because that man is in his week of impulsivity, flighty, fickle, and in and out. He's in his insecure energy, and our intuition is telling us, hey, he's trying to slide out. But instead of us allowing him to slide out, we ride into a codependent energy with him, trying to pull him closer to us, to hold him in jealous possessiveness, while at the same time we project envy and wrath and anger elsewhere outside of that connection, because it's a control power dynamic. What you feel powerless in, you will try to assert authority and power over something that you deem lesser. So we become cruel to other women. And just for us to go into a mating energy the next week. And if the man is playing us, he knows that this is the week that he's going to be secure with you to get what he wants, or this is the week where he is going to cause more insecurity and be able to blow up and destroy the connection between him and you to go toward what he's already gained access to, which is usually another woman, right? So in that week, if he was not successful with landing the other feminine or the other person that he has caught interest with, then sex is wild, it's crazy, it's good, it's all expressive, because he's coming to you in that 1 week to love you in security and vulnerability, because he lost. And if he landed the catch outside of you, he's coming to you to deny you, to reject you, to throw you a bone. And that's when your insecurity leaps up. Now, a lot of women are like, well, what is this male-centeredness? That's male-centeredness. You live 3 weeks out of every month thinking about that damn man, doing for that damn man, trying to gain for that damn man, and the we partnership, that's how women are.
Okay.
And we were programmed to be that 3 weeks out of every month for 12 months. So what happens when you decenter men? What happens when a male decenters man? We're going to look at it from a male perspective. When a male stops thinking patriarchal, what does that look like? every week he's stabilized in one stern objective, and it's his kingship starts is his kingship is not a week theme, right? It is a daily routine format, meaning he wakes up with stability and security on his mind, and that means he gets up, he works out, he eats healthy, he goes to work. He knows during this time he has to stay in his logic mind because he's going to be conducting business. By mid to late afternoon, if you're around, business gets put on the back burner. His confidence is when he can come in a hard day's work and love on you and make you smile and make you want to get out here and go, my man, my man, my man, my man. Like, and he ends the night with you in mind in the morning. He is 4 kings a day. He is 4 kings every day. And when he goes to stand in front of his community members, he has the choice to be a community lead, even more than a king. Morty, go turn that pot off, right? But he's 4 kings a day. He's always vulnerable with you. When it's time for you, you are his confidence and his strength. How? Because he's taking care of business. He's making you smile. He's adding to your life happiness. He's exalting you with praise, and he's not making you look stupid out here in these streets, to where when he parades you around, he is not only a nobility and royalty to the world, but you are the nobility and royalty prize that he has in his life. And he is 4 kings a day. And vulnerable with you always. You can never go wrong with that type of love from a man. But he is him being that way. When I say notice, he wakes up, he eats right, he takes care of his body. Every day he's going to take care of himself. Every day he's putting himself first. Being holistically healthy is putting oneself first. And he's going to do that every day. Because it's not about him being a man. It's about him enhancing the quality of his life, his perception, his lived experience, and most importantly, his inner core ethics, morality, and belief and faith. What happens when a woman, and what happens when he's set apart from the fold? He's set apart from the fold. But what happens when a woman decenters man? She becomes a target. Why? Because the moment she decides to make her life a priority every single day, not only on the week of her period or 1 week afterwards, but it usually starts 1 week afterwards. You start taking back your time. You become a threat. The moment you decide, hey, I can logically please myself. And the moment you start pleasing yourself, and the moment you start dating yourself, and the moment you start withdrawing your energy from masculines and in the world, and how they want you to be readily available to serve, the moment you do that, baby, you're a threat. You're something to be destroyed. You're something that somebody need to humble. You just don't become the queens in one day. You become the one they want to feed and make fat and overweight, the one they want to starve or see starved or see sickly, you become that one. The one they want to see insecure, having financial problems, you become that. They will wish it, they will connive and try to manipulate it. Men will come into your life and blot your blessings and pray, and then this and then and all that, and then it continues with your beauty, your confidence. It continues with how, and then they want you to turn your love off. That's the big one. Want you to turn your love off and grow cold. Be a nice queen. Be a baddie. Because everything is too much, or you're too much, and you're too much. Whatever the case may be. You irritate them, and they try to rip you apart. So when we look at the world, and we look at the earth, and we look at the resources of the earth, right? The earth is being ripped apart for no reason. We don't know why they deforestate or do all this whoop-de-woo and throw all this shit in the water and then rip her up, diamonds and jewels and rubies and ore, and we don't know. All we know is they have a mind to want to rip her apart. Because when she takes her power back into herself and starts to grow and replenish the extinct nature and bring things back, she's immediately seen as a threat to humanity, right? And humanity goes and tries to take the world and snuff her out. The masculine world we live in, patriarchal world we are dealing with, and smash her matriarchal earth out of existence. But when patriarchy becomes a divine concept, when men start seeing that they have a divine protective stance within womanhood and the divine feminine, meaning when men become self-actualized and aware of what this matrix game that we're in, he looks like an alien or a foreign to the world. And the xenophobic ways of calling men simps and all these things, let me tell you something about it. That's them saying you're an illegal invader and you are to be martyred and made an example of. I'm going to leave it like that. Thank you for joining me on that one.